Interior and Local Government, Benjamin C. Abalos Jr. We would also like to manifest our gratitude for the overwhelming cooperation and support from all the NGs participating in agencies. Nandito po sila from National Bureau of Investigation, from the Bureau of Immigration, the Bureau of Corrections, the Parole and Probation Administration, thank you sir, the Board of Pardons and Parole, from the Land Registration Authority, the Public Attorney's Office kung saan po ako galing, ako po isang manananggol bayan, from the Philippine National Police, from the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, and from the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. Maraming salamat. Makakaasa po kayo ay pagpapatuloy po namin ang nasimulang trabaho at hangarin tungo sa maayos at mabilis na pagpapairal ng batas at pangangasiwa ng justisya. So on that note, let me start with the presentation. The administration of justice necessarily involves constant and efficient coordination and interdependence among justice sector agencies. This underscores the need for a more efficient and coordinated approach, which in turn requires a streamlined process and reliable systems of each justice sector agency. Most intra-agency processes and inter-agency coordination, however, are still manually done. This causes too much red tape, inaccurate data leading to unsound policy measures, or even corruption. The gravity of a fragmented justice system must be addressed, because this leads to systemic inefficiency. Now, the National Justice Information System is the government's solution to these inefficiencies. NGS aims to enforce the law and administer justice more efficiently and expediently by establishing interagency connectivity among justice sector agencies. Through NGS, justice sector agencies can now effectively and swiftly coordinate and share data with one another through a single portal called the NGS Data Exchange Platform. In a matter of seconds, the Bureau of Immigration will be able to flag a suspect attempting to flee the country because the courts will be able to swiftly transmit its e-warrants to the Bureau. The jail and correction facilities population will be unplugged because of timely release of eligible PDLs. And the public attorneys can now easily access the digitized records and monitor the status of their 1,000 PDL clients. Corruption will also be minimized or even eradicated by eliminating human factors, since coordination among justice sector agencies will all be digital and online. The NGS program was conceptualized in 2012. Since then, memorandum of agreements have been entered into, but their implementation has not been substantial achievements. However, talks on the NGS program were reopened during the previous administration, and this led to the execution of the Memorandum of Agreement dated April 22, 2021. Sometime in the first quarter of 2023, however, due to some unavoidable circumstances, the Department of Justice took over in the development of the system. And in just about 3 months after the DOJ takeover, we are glad to inform everyone that the DOJ was able to develop the Justice Data Exchange Platform and establish data exchange connectivity between the Board of Pardons and Parole and the Bureau of Corrections. And with the continuing cooperation and support from all NGS agencies, the NGS will be fully implemented before the end of this administration. Now, the NGS implementing agencies are divided into 4 clusters. First, the corrections cluster. Second, the law enforcement cluster. And third, the legal cluster. And last, the courts cluster. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a simplified snapshot of the NGS framework. As we can see from the illustration, the heart of the NGS framework is the Justice Data Exchange Platform. This is an API-based web application that enables the NGS agencies to exchange data. This merely acts as a highway for data or information exchanges between and among these agencies. Data shall remain in each agency's database, and if a particular agency updates its data, the other agencies can access such updated data in real time mode. So this infrastructure avoids data redundancy and inconsistency, and it also ensures greater data security and integrity. So the first phase of the MGIS implementation involves the corrections cluster, namely the Bureau of Corrections, the Board of Pardons and Parole, the Probation and Parole Administration, and the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. The cluster's interconnectivity is envisioned to be completed this year, and simultaneous with the completion of the interconnectivity of the corrections cluster, the development of the law enforcement cluster connectivity will commence this year. And specifically, the interoperability layer for the Bureau of Immigration is ongoing, and the efforts are being undertaken to commence the development of the connection of the PNP to the MGIS Exchange platform. It is envisioned to complete the interconnectivity of the law enforcement cluster by next year. Likewise, the other agencies from other clusters are currently developing their information systems, which will be enrolled in the MGIS Justice Data Exchange platform. Now, the Department of Justice is pushing for further institutionalization of MGIS through legislation or presidential issuance. Currently, MGIS projects and activities are launched under the ICTS or Information and Communications Technology Service of the Department. And such activities are coursed through a peer technical working group, an ad hoc committee whose members are constantly changing and whose functions are really recommendatory or advisory in nature. With the legislation or presidential issuance, we hope to provide MGIS a centralized governing body with its own office, manpower, and a legal mandate to oversee all the programs undertakings. The strengthening of MGIS will likewise provide for an accountability mechanism that compels all stakeholders to faithfully fulfill their respective roles under the program and serves as a deterrent for negligence or even indifference from the rank and file level all the way up to the top management. The technical working group, composed of representatives from MGIS agencies, was convened to deliberate on the draft bill and draft executive order. After a series of conferences, the MGIS DWG was able to finalize the MGIS bill and the executive order for MGIS. However, during the aforementioned technical working group meeting, the representative from the Supreme Court manifested that although the High Court is genuinely supportive to the efforts to digitalize the interagency data exchange among justice sector agencies, nevertheless, the High Court, as an independent branch of the government, shall not be bound by the acts and issuances of Congress or the executive branch. Thus, it is recommended to include the court's cluster through the issuance of a memorandum of agreement, which shall be entered into by the Supreme Court, the Department of Justice, and the Department of the Interior and Local Government.